What's going on, ladies and gents? Kage's here and welcome back to another video. Today, we're diving into Digimon Beatbreak episode 31 titled The First Step Forward. Last episode, we got an amazing evolution, Scourge Gekkomon, and I'm not even exaggerating when I say that this episode felt like watching a Digimon Beatbreak movie. The direction, the emotional payoff, the way they handle certain scenes were just so well done. We got the Brilliant Thorns making an appearance, Algomon and Chihiro being the Digimon of the week, and Tomoro aims for coexistence between human and Digimon is just incredible. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right on into it. The episode began with Tomoro and Hitomi-chan in a, let's be honest over here, a very date-like situation. And then Chihiro shows up. And it turns out Chihiro lives in the same apartment building as Hitomi. And from what we learn, she had some bad experiences at school that caused her to become withdrawn, shut in, and unable to leave her room. Or hikikomori, if you will. It's a big thing over in Japan, so yeah. Then we see Algomon baby level out the bag moments, the conversation with Gekkomon too, introducing everyone, which is so cute. And so, Chihiro, since she met Algomon, and because she wanted to show Algomon the outside world, she was finally able to take that first step and go outside again. That alone is already such a sweet and meaningful setup. And not gonna lie, I was startled seeing this image right here. I'm like, okay, this is so a death flag, isn't it? Also, I will say this real quick. I do love the dynamic between Tomoro and Hitomi-chan. Tomoro being completely under Hitomi's thumb is honestly funny, but most importantly, those friendship that he got with someone outside the Glowing Dawn really made his whole character down to earth, and it's just awesome, dude. And of course, back in Garando, Gekkomon mentioned that Algomon is a fearsome Digimon. He has the ability to interfere with electronic devices at random, and if left unchecked, he could trigger a massive system failure. So Maki gives the team a mission to eliminate him. And plus the scene where they're arguing what to do with Chihiro is so funny. Rena suggests that Chihiro should just be a cleaner if she wanted to stay with her Digimon. Simple, right? But Tomoro is so concerned about it and states that it's not that simple. She's just a grade schooler. And then Makoto over here comes out with the, hey, so do I. And that solves it, is what makes it funny to me, dude. Next, we finally get the arrival of Brilliant Thorn. Meadow and Kanon-chan appears before Chihiro and Algomon. Okay, I do not have the information beforehand, so I do not know if Meadow over here is a boy or girl. You guys can tell me in the comments. So naturally, they attempt to delete him on the spot, and I assume that they know how dangerous Algomon is, looking at how shocked they were, and immediately declare that Algomon is something that should not exist. And personally, I got the impression that they were simply acting accordingly as a cleaner. They just saw a target, which is Algomon, and simply do their job. Then things escalate quickly. Algomon evolves to a champion level, which is also called Algomon. So it's like Algomon champion, right? And Meadows and Kanon's partners shows up as their perfect levels, Tropiumon and Oleamon. I'm really glad we get to see Tropiumon again. He got a great design, not gonna lie. He appears in Adventure 2020 and Ghost Game, and for Oleamon over here, debuted recently in Ghost Game. So it's her second appearances here, which I really did not expect that, which is cool. And judging by how casually it turns into a perfect level and fight, honestly, that's kinda terrifying. It also makes me wonder if Rose is able to reach Mega herself. And can we just pause and talk about the introduction to the Brilliant Thorns, the presentation?
誰だ? 僕はメト。私はカノン。我らブリリアントソーン。
Okay, they got their own dedicated theme music, which is amazing. The back-to-back pose with the moonlight behind them and the dramatic introduction. Look, we actually called this out in the previous videos that it'll be so funny if they are the equivalent of Team Rockets from Pokemon. And guess what, you guys? They actually are.
何なんだピカと言われたら
答えてあげるが世の情け
武蔵
小次郎
Well, of course, Team Brilliant Thorns. I am so glad that they decided to do this, paying a homage to Musashi and Kojiro from Team Rockets. I mean, they are legend, right? And that is so epic. And I would say that their only mistake here is not including Meowth and Sonansu in here. I mean, they could have let Pommon and Alraumon play the part, right? Who knows? Maybe in future episodes. Yeah, that was both cool and intentionally hilarious. They're clearly serious about it, but they also have this slightly dorky energy, and that's exactly why I love them. I was watching the whole scene thinking these two are such weirdos, but they're adorable. Then Algamon, cornered by them, suddenly evolves all the way to perfect level and drags everyone down into the mirror world. And that's where things get really intense. And this is where I say earlier in the video that this is where things feels like watching a movie. Because once in the mirror world, Algamon kind of merges with it and begins affecting system in the real world. We got cars go out of control, delivery drones crash, the entire city starts falling apart. Meanwhile, Kyo and Rena move to contain the damage. We got Wolvermon targeting the drones, Makoto and Kurtmon doing their best to hack back the thing. And I'm sorry, but Murasamemon cutting a bus in half to save one kid was one of the funniest moments in the episode, dude. Like, okay, the kid is safe, but what about literally everyone else on that bus? The bus got split clean in two. But it's kinda cool though, not gonna lie. Then we get the main battle to rescue Chihiro, who has been absorbed by Algamon. Even Meadow and Kanon end up restrained by Algamon's tentacles. I mean, they didn't get to do anything here actually. And yes, I love the exchange they got between their partner Digimon too. They got this laid-back personality. And at the same time, Chihiro's cold heart continues to progress. And this is where Tomoro has his big moment. Instead of choosing to delete Argamon, just like these two, he declares that he's gonna save both Chihiro and Algamon. That was such a powerful line. I also love the fight right before the evolution sequence. The episode makes it seem like perfect evolution is about to happen, then pulls back, and only when things reach their absolute breaking point does the evolution finally occur. And that kind of pacing keeps the series so exciting. It really feels like perfect evolution still requires Tomoro to be pushed to his absolute limit. And yeah, Monarch Lizamon's new attack, absolutely stunning. Well, it's Final Judgment from the looks of it, but the way he strike straight on without the spin, plus Tomoro being on top there, just look ridiculously cool, dude. He was on top of Arma Lizamon too. He never do that. That was fire. So after the attack lands, Tomoro and the others find themselves in what seems to be Algamon's inner world. There, Tomoro speaks directly to Chihiro. She asks, "Are you gonna erase Algamon?" "No, we're only returning him to the way he was so we can stop all of this. And yes, you won't be together for now." Tomoro then remembers Kyo's dream, a world where humans and Digimon can live together. And he makes Chihiro a promise that one day he'll create a world where she and Algamon can be together again. Then we see the scenes where Chihiro and Algamon being together, which is wholesome. And when she asks, "Can you really do that?" Tomoro answers, "Well, it's a dream and I'm gonna make it come true." That line hit me hard because I think this is the moment when Tomoro truly accepts Kyo's dream as his own. He's not just listening anymore, he's choosing to believe in it. He's deciding to make it his mission too. And that to me is Tomoro's first step forward. So basically a first step not only for Chihiro but for Tomoro too. And also this OST, dude, is insane. Got you in the feels every single time. I was like, oh, shut up. And of course, Algamon agreed to all this and decided to separate himself from Chihiro. We got a final goodbye moment, and Algamon even thanks Tomoro for helping Chihiro. And what I absolutely love is that we don't get a triumphant "we did it" scene. The story intentionally skips over that, and honestly, that is such a bold and mature storytelling choice because this wasn't about defeating a villain. Right? It was about Chihiro and Algamon's bond. It was about what had to be sacrificed. The show knew exactly what mattered. And then, after being separated from Algamon, Chihiro once again shuts herself in. But this time, she decides to leave her room. She takes one step outside to visit Algamon at Nirinso. And the episode ends right there. No reunion scene, no emotional over-explanation, just one simple step. And somehow, that saves everything. I guess going to Nirinso from time to time to visit Algamon is what saved her from the hikikomori syndrome she be having. But ooh, don't you ever dare join Gift, girl. Love the expression, by the way. And man, this episode really made me cry. The more I think about it, the more emotional it becomes. I feel like every single week I say Beatbreak moved me again, but that's just what the series does. And now, with the Mushroom Gang living at Nirinso and Chihiro starting to visit as well, Nirinso is becoming more and more than just a place for Digimon, right? It's becoming a place for people too. Little by little, Kyo's dream is already coming true. And honestly, that realization hit me harder than I expected. Next episode is titled Cold Rain, and it looks like we're finally getting a full-on Maki rescue mission. We got our first Fumamon appears in the anime, which he looks dope. Plus the rivalry is back of Leomon and Ogremon, the ice version this time. There's also a good chance we'll learn more about Maki's past / Kyo's episode, because from the title of it, Cold Rain, I don't know. Yeah, I'm all for it. And alrighty, that's all for today's episode. So guys, what are your thoughts on this episode? What are your thoughts on Brilliant Thorns, Algamon, and Chihiro? Let me know. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate that. Thanks for watching, and as always, this is Kage signing off. Stay sharp, and I'll catch you on to the next one. Peace!